Students rally across Ontario as a part of a day of action.
And Humber's Arboretum goes platinum. Humber News starts right now.
Hello, it's Wednesday, February 1st. Welcome to Humber News, coming to you from the Broadcast Center here at the North Campus. I'm Alicia Parchment. Thanks for joining us.
And I'm Katie O'Connor. Ahead on our show, we have all your news, sports, and entertainment highlights, as well as your 5-day weather forecast. But first, Alicia has our top story.
It's students versus the province today in a National Student Day of Action. Students are protesting high tuition fees on their campuses and at Queen's Park. Justin Irwin finds out if Humber students are getting involved.
Another day at Humber College, and students are seeing their tuition dollars at work. Students' opinions are mixed when it comes to tuition rates and how much they should be paying.
I personally think that we're paying a bit too much for it.
Compared to other schools like Ryerson or York, I think we got it pretty good. I mean, we're like just over $3,000 this semester.
Tuition rates are too expensive, especially for like big families like such as mine. We're 5 kids.
HSF President Brian Tran says he supports the protests going on today, but feels tuition isn't a problem for the majority of students.
There's been a few comments about how it feels unfair for different segments of students, but I would contend with the fact that there are a lot of other support systems in place for those students that aren't affected by the 30% grant.
The Ontario government has introduced a 30% tuition rebate for a third of post-secondary students. Financial aid officer Daniel Castillo says there are options for the other two-thirds to get a better deal.
Some programs may qualify for bursaries. We do offer bursaries online on Student Record Service website. Students can apply on an annual basis. There are programs through Humber Student Federation that students can apply for as well.
Thousands of students are expected to head down to Queen's Park today to protest tuition rates for the National Student Day of Action. Justin Irwin, Humber News.
Talks continue today as Toronto and its outside workers look to avoid a work stoppage. More than 6,000 members of Local 416 could go on strike as the two sides have yet to reach an agreement. Deputy Mayor Doug Holliday says the city doesn't have any plans to lock out workers, and they never did. Local 416 President Mark Ferguson says they offered the city a 3-year wage freeze that would save $25 million. The deadline for an agreement is midnight on Sunday.
The family of a woman killed in an accident involving a TTC bus last year has filed a $4.5 million lawsuit against the commission. The accident happened last August when a bus swerved and crashed into the rear of a train truck on Lawrence Avenue East near the Don Valley Parkway. 43-year-old Yurdrenka Petrova was killed. 13 others were injured. The driver of the bus was charged with criminal negligence causing death and possession of marijuana. Petrova's family says her death was totally preventable.
Facebook is expected to announce today it is going public. It is the most anticipated initial public offering of company shares since Google went public in 2004. Demand for Facebook stock is expected to be unprecedented, and experts are predicting some sort of provision for Facebook's 800 million users. Trading of Facebook stock is expected to begin 3 to 4 months after an IPO is announced.
The Toronto Zoo is anxiously awaiting a pair of pandas from China, hoping the animals will help increase attendance. The zoo has had a 5% decline in attendance since last year and says the reason is due to the weather and the economy. This is the second year in a row that the zoo has had a decline in attendance.
Humber's Centre for Urban Ecology has been awarded Platinum certification by the Toronto and Region Conservation Authority. In order to be Platinum certified, eco-centres have to reach 10 benchmarks set out by the TRCA. Benchmarks included resource conservation, carbon neutrality, teamwork, and professional development. Humber's Centre for Urban Ecology was the only Toronto eco-centre to reach all 10 benchmarks. The announcement was made on the Humber Arboretum's Facebook page late yesterday.
Today marks the start of Black History Month, and events are planned around the city throughout February. Every Saturday and Sunday this month, the Royal Ontario Museum will be showing a documentary that follows Bob Marley's granddaughter around the world as she explores the roots of the Rastafarian movement. For more information about other Black History Month events, visit the City of Toronto website, the Black History Society of Ontario website, or blackhistorycanada.com.
When we come back, we'll have more news from around the world and the country. Luke Vermeer will have the sports news and we'll have your weather forecast with Danae Hall.
Spring hasn't officially arrived yet, but it sure feels like it. We're sitting at 7 degrees, but it is getting really windy and temperatures are dropping. Your 5-day weather forecast coming up next.